Good evening. It is 6 o'clock on February 25th, 2025. This is the meeting of Norwalk Conservation Commission and Inland Wetland Agency. Could we have a roll call, please?
Absolutely. Ed Holowinko. Present. Paul Bennett.
Here.
Cheryl Brown.
Here.
Steve Quackey.
Yeah.
Heather Breslin.
Here.
Okay, so you have five. That is a quorum.
Nice. Public participation. Do we have anyone online from the
Second.
public who would like to speak with us?
And so again, public participation is for comments on items that are not on the agenda. If you want to make a general conservation comment, now is the time to do so. No, I don't see any takers.
Great. We will move on then to, we don't have any receipts, so we'll go to discussion and or decision. First one up is S24-648, 284 New Canaan Avenue. This is the corrective action.
Correct. This is the corrective action application that covers the recent clearing of woodland in both the wetland and upland review area at 284 New Canaan Avenue. Let me just my screen again. So I don't know if you have any questions regarding the application. You had opened public hearing and it had closed at your previous meeting on February 11th. In the packet of information that I sent you, I did include a staff report that includes a draft resolution to approve with conditions. And just to kind of, let's see, as an overview, so this is the cleared area that is to the, in general, to the west northwest of the property. It's directly adjacent to the existing active contractor's yard. The corrective action was issued when there was clearing of about 14,500 square feet of upland woodlands. The application proposes to restore about 21,000 square feet. That includes both the cleared upland area, the cleared wetland area, and then the area kind of in between the limit of the previous pavement and the wooded area that was originally supposed to not be active area. The application includes a planting of 60 trees, 240 shrubs, and a seed mix. One of the things that was discussed at the public hearing was the adjacent property owners' desire to have the applicant include evergreen trees. And the commission, you kind of talked about it a little bit about how that is would be acceptable as long as they're native trees, but it's not necessarily a inland wetland concern. So I tried to accommodate that in one of the special conditions of the draft resolution. Notes that as long as the planting of the proposed restoration plants are installed, evergreen trees can be added. Those are kind of the highlights.
Okay. Do any commissioners have any additional thoughts before someone wants to make a motion to approve or approve with amendments the draft resolution?
Well, I would just like to say that I appreciate that they can't substitute the evergreens for the 60 native shade trees. So, it's on them to come up with that on their own. So, other than that, I have no other problems with it. Actually, that's a good point. That's not a problem. But I thought it was well written, and I'll make a motion that we accept the resolution as written.
Okay, Cheryl, before I come to you, we'll save your comment for discussion. Can I have a second?
I'll second it while my hand is up.
Okay, Cheryl seconded. Discussion, Cheryl?
Just a question. Are we not able to require the evergreen trees to be included in this? Because it's when it's stated as may include on top of the additional plantings that have already been approved. My feeling, I'm just a little concerned that they might not include that because that's an added expense. So I'm wondering if we can actually amend that language at all, if that's within our purview. I'm just not clear if it is.
Yeah, I would say it's, you could, I suppose that for special condition number 3, which reads that the approved site plan, it references, right now it says may be modified to accommodate the additional planting of evergreen trees species within the restoration area, so long as that the may could be a shall, because it yeah, I mean, so I think the adding of the evergreens is definitely more of an aesthetic, for the neighbors as far as acoustical screening. But I suppose you could argue that the addition of some evergreen.
It does
Species.
provide a different type of habitat as well to the wetlands, and it supports the wildlife in a different way.
Sounds good. So yes,
Okay.
that would be fine if you were to request the motion maker to amend number 3 to say shall instead of may.
Paul?
Okay. Do anybody else think that's important? Think we should add that?
I think it is, and I appreciate you asking whether we can or can't, because I was sort of on the border of, well, I wish we could, but I'm not sure what evergreens are found in wetlands.
Yeah, well,
or if it would be, or if it
upland
would be
area.
appropriate.
There is upland, like we're dealing with mostly upland, and there are a handful of species that you would maybe not find directly in a wetland that are evergreen, but you would find them in the upland area, like hemlocks and American hollies and some other things. So as well as some of the eastern, I think he had mentioned an eastern cedar when we spoke as well. So
Okay. So Paul, you're okay with that?
I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Okay. Can we take it straight to a vote, Alexis?
Mhm.
Okay, all in favor for the resolution for S 24-648 with the aforementioned minor adjustment to language? Aye, all in favor?
I
And Ms. Breslin is a,
I don't know if I need to abstain. I haven't been here for a minute, for a few meetings, so. But I'm,
Noted.
go ahead and abstain, it'll pass anyway.
Yeah.
All right, so that's 1, 2, 3,
That's
4,
4-0 or 5-0. Sorry.
5,
It's
0.
19, 605.
Okay, nice to have that one off our plate.
Hmm.
Moving on to S 25-651 Strathmore Lane condominium. The paddle tennis court that they couldn't justify turning into a pickleball court.
Exactly. So this application was received at your last meeting. Upon its receipt, you really had a few comments. So staff did provide a staff report that includes another draft resolution to approve with just a few conditions, mostly limiting the access to the court to the route noted on the plans. And therefore that is only going to be by foot and not with large machinery. And that within 1 month, excuse me, within 1 month of court removal, that the a minimum of 25 shrubs be planted in the former court area. Excuse me.
I got it too. Okay, I think that pretty much covers it. Does any commissioners have questions, thoughts, motions? Okay, I will move to adopt the draft resolution as written for S 24-651. Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Paul's got a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
I,
Aye.
So again, it looks like President's gonna abstain, but the 5 other commissioners, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I have a
Yep.
hard time counting tonight, are yay, so 5-0-1.
Thank you.
Thanks. Sorry, I just don't wanna.
No, it's fine.
So,
Uh,
Mr. Lyons, your permit was approved, so tomorrow, but my office will actually type up the permit that is a result of tonight's approval and send that in the mail to you.
Great, thanks, folks.
You bet. Thank
Thanks,
you, Mayor.
Alexis, for all your help.
You bet. Moving on then to S 25-652, 143-145 West Norwalk Road.
So this is a corrective action application that it was received at your last meeting and the order was upheld at your January 14th meeting, I believe. So you've seen it quite a bit this year. And upon its receipt, there was not much discussion from commissioners, some clarification about the proposed site plan, but otherwise it seemed acceptable both to staff and based on the discussion or lack of discussion, acceptable to the commission. So drafted a resolution to approve with the standard conditions like a bond and following the proposed buffer plan and having a landscape architect provide written verification regarding the removal of the wood chip fill, making sure that the grading and everything is up to par.
Thanks, Amelia. Commissioners? I have to admit, I didn't get a chance to look at this one yet. I'm skimming. No thoughts from anybody?
The only thought is I'll make a motion that we accept it, pass and accept it as written.
Okay, can I have a second?
I'll second that.
Ms. Brown, thank you. Any discussion? Ed's cat cannot vote, but all in favor?
I,
All right. It's 5.5 and 1 abstention. 5.5, 4.
Thank you.
You bet. Thank you. Okay, well, boy, we buzzed right through that. So, public hearing would be typically at 7 o'clock for S 16-499B, but I believe we are going to leave that open and table it for next time.
That is correct. So the applicant has requested a tabling of the discussion tonight. As noted in your packet, the applicant's client has decided to retract some of the additional activities that are currently in the application, in particular the further expansion of the yard and the installation of some kind of acoustical buffer. And they will focus at the task at hand that primarily concerns you, which is proposing corrective action in response to the order that they had previously received. So I have been, the applicant has indicated that they'll be providing revised plans, but we haven't received them yet. And so we would table to the next meeting, which is scheduled for March 11th, 2025, and that public hearing would begin at 7 or recommence at 7.
Recommence. Nice.
I just have a
Oh,
question.
wait. Oh, sorry.
And so since it's, yeah, do you have any questions about the application?
Well,
Because we were really open, I wanted to just kind of let you know what has been provided or not provided, but I wouldn't want to have any discussion of any context, because you're still having, there is still a public hearing that is continued and to be tabled to the next meeting.
But if it's a process question, we can discuss that.
I'll just wait just to make sure.
Okay.
So I don't mess anything up.
Ms. Knight?
Yeah, I have a question on a process thing because there were some issues that came up that were related to things that needed to be done based off of an enforcement order. So we kind of bundled in enforcement as well as the proposal for expansion.
I think that will be
Procedurally.
resolved when we see the updated
The updated, okay.
design. Yeah. Let's let that lie for now.
Yep.
Thanks. Okay, great. All right, so we're tabling this one on the agenda. We're leaving it public hearing is open. The next thing on the agenda is the same property discussion and or decision, but because the public hearing is still open, but we're not continuing it tonight, I don't think we really should say anything more on that without others being here to listen. So that moves us just right along to acceptance of minutes from our last meeting on the 14th.
Wow, I really decided to rejoin us at the right time here.
Yeah, when they were on track to be one of the, on track to be one of the shortest meetings in my tenure. I can't speak for Alexis or Ed. Been here longer. I think I outlast Amelia. Was I here first, Amelia, or were you here first?
I think you might have been here right before me, or it was around the same time.
Around the same time. Okay. All right. So anyhow, did anybody read the meeting minutes?
Yes, I read them and I'll make a resolution that we accept the minutes as written.
I'll accept that motion. Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Ms. Knight's getting the action. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. And then again, 5-4, none against, 1 abstention. Moving on then, conservation initiatives. We actually have time tonight to converse about this stuff.
Let's see, do I have anything to report? Not exactly a conservation initiatives. No, I mean, there's a lot going on, but I don't really. Nah. I don't know.
Okay, fine. But you will be, oh, actually, no, we'll skip to the next section for that. So reports, I don't have anything from this particular chair. Alexis will be gone next week or next meeting, right?
The next meeting, yes.
Next meeting, right?
But
So,
Miss Williams will be here in my stead.
fantastic. That's it. So if we can, if anybody has anything else they want to add, now's the time. Otherwise, I'll hear a motion to adjourn.
Can I just relay a 2-minute quick happy story from Vermont here?
Sure. Do you want to have it during the meeting or should we close the meeting first?
I'll close the meeting first.
Okay, so you're on a roll for motions tonight.
Okay, I make a motion that we end this meeting.
Okay. Second?
I'll second it. Ooh, that was like a three-way tie.
Mhm.
Yeah. Can I get it to Heather? Cause
Yeah.
we want to make her feel like it
Awesome.
was worth joining.
Thanks, I
Put
abstained
her in-
from
put her in
everything
the
else.
minutes. Put her
I
in the
appreciate
minutes.
it.
All in favor?
I
Okay, that's unanimous.
Okay.
Thank you.
So up here in Vermont, there was a town.
Um,
Hold on, she's still
Oh,
recording.
you got to
I'm
record.
trying
Okay.
to